What's going on, everybody? Brett here. And we're back playing some more Legion TD. Quite a few of you out there had some interest in this game, and I'm happy about that because it's something that I am playing in my free time, and I would love to make at least a few more videos on it, just to give you guys a chance to check out the game yourself and decide whether or not it's something you want to buy or something you want to play. Okay, so I'm going to be playing just by myself today. I'm looking over here. I'm a level 4 guildless chicken, so seems good. Seems about accurate. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to take a normal game against similarly skilled players and see if I can't get a good game going. Oh, man. So the tutorial was pretty fun as far as tutorials go. It kind of eases you into the game nicely. Playing against the AI can be challenging. My buddy Prolan and I, we're each pretty good at the game. And even playing against the AI sometimes, unless you're willing to kind of cheese it a little bit, giving it a fair match can be pretty difficult. It usually does a very good job with its builds. Sometimes playing against the AI is harder than playing against other people. But we'll see. It says we're supposedly going to be matched against people of similar skill. I don't know if the player base is quite big enough to guarantee that. So often I'll find myself playing against much higher ranked people. But this looks pretty similar in skill. So when it comes to like what I'm going to choose, what type of races, things like that, I pretty much always go with the randomized and then kind of pick my towers. I find that's way more fun, way more enjoyable. I like the RNG aspect. And let's see here. We want a nice diverse mix of units. And Mudman could be our tank. And we have 2 late game towers that we can get here. Some good mid game and some decent early game. So we could always re-roll if we weren't happy with the group that we ended up with. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. Mudman generally holds for 2 turns in my experience. So we can double econ here, and we have the option now to either send the snail or not send the snail. It's our first mercenary. It'll increase our income right off the bat, but it often can, and our allies going with a Mudman as well, sometimes it can throw off, I'm going to send it, sometimes it can easily throw off someone else's build if they try and be really stingy on wave 1. Sometimes the 280 HP of that snail can really throw them off. So we'll see if that's the case. I'm able to jump ahead and econ a little bit. Interesting. My ally is going to try and level up an angler. It upgrades twice. It's one of the few things in the game that upgrades twice. And let's see. We should be able to hold. Let's see if the snail is doing work. Ooh, we're up against a berserker. So berserker's going to have no problem eating the snail, unfortunately. Let's see what else. Well, they cleared. What do they start with? A honey flower. We won't know, I don't think, until we get a little deeper into the game whether or not our allies and opponents chose to randomize. I don't know if there's a way to check. Oh, okay. He randomized for sure. Now we have the option to build some other stuff. And we can diversify our damage a bit. And let's build one of the Rangers. The Rangers have a unique effect called Mark Target. And you can kind of spam them out if you'd like. I've seen quite a few successful builds where people spam lots of Rangers. Guys, I am not an expert at this game. I do my best, but in the original version I knew all the builds with all the races. And in this one I'm just starting to learn them. And because I like to play random, I don't always, or mastermind as it's called here, I don't always know, what the best thing is. We could send a horned turtle for the next round. I was talking and I didn't get it off for this. We could have got 12 more gold, which would have been nice because that would have let me build another Mudman, which is kind of what I was angling for. But that is okay. We can go cheap and get ourselves a gargoyle just to kind of raise our value. And if we see here, we want to be around 320 this wave. Oh, we're not. I don't think we're quite valued enough. We maybe should have dropped another ranger. Should have expected the turn 3 brute. It's pretty common. And I just don't think we have enough value on the board. And we're going to leak, guys. And our opposite person covered. Yeah, too much talking, not enough playing, honestly. I don't remember the last time I've leaked on turn 3, even with the Brute, who is just a really strong mercenary to send at this point in the game. He has 750 HP, and he has an on-hit effect called Maul. Very good if you only build one strong guy to defend you. So our king is under attack. And theirs will be as well, but ours is going to take a lot of damage, and we're going to end up feeding them a lot of gold. It's unfortunate. Okay, let's get back in our lane. Let's build for ourselves a priestess. I don't think there's no point in sending a dragon turtle here. I don't think that'll cause a leak. We may want to save to send for the next wave. And the priestess we just built, she does an attack called the burst attack. Launches 2 extra missiles, each dealing 100% damage, but she also does magic damage. So we're diversifying our damage types. We have piercing, impact, and magic. And once we hit 60 income, we can, or 60 Mithrium, sorry about that, 60 Mithrium, we can go ahead and send something else. And she's very tanky, so you know our tank died, but she has 1400 HP, which is almost as much as the Mudman. So I don't think we're going to make it to 80 by any means. So let's send a Fiend. A Fiend and a Brute cost the same. The Brute is a little bit weaker in terms of its actual stats, but it does apply that on-hit effect. It comes at the cost of -3 income. Alright, everybody covered. And now we can build again. This is a bit of a mini boss. We can check its resistances. Recommended that we build magic damage. We have some decent magic damage in the form of the priestess. We just need people to tank for her. And fortified is good against them, so the Mudmen are going to tank very well. Let's see what they sent us. They sent us a single lizard, little DPS guy that hangs out in the back. But as long as we nuke the big scorpion first and quickly, we should be okay. See how our ally's doing. He's got double Mudman as well. And yeah, our opponent's playing a standard race. I would say that's much easier than trying to do something different. I'm going to get us another worker. I like to have about as many workers as I am on wave. So by wave like 10, I like to have 10 workers. It's not always easy to do. Let's get this dragon turtle in there so we can get just a bit more gold before it starts the next wave. And our opponents are leaking a bit. Nice. So we're going to get some gold from this. So because we're going to get some gold, I'm going to grab another worker, try and get a little bit ahead. Probably won't be much gold, but we'll see. Yeah, just a bit. We'll grab 2 more rangers. Each attack amplifies damage taken by 1, stacking up to 9 times. So that's their effect. And I believe they stack, but they don't go beyond 9. So they each apply that little bit of a debuff, but it will not go beyond 9. So it's nice when they focus the same target, I believe, because it gets its stacks up quickly and allows you to kind of burst it down. And they upgrade into something called a Daphne, which we'll check that out when we get to it. I gotta be honest, I'm not super comfortable with my current build. Our strongest towers are definitely these two here, and of course those are they're not just the strongest in the terms that they are the most expensive and the most like outwardly powerful. I think they're the strongest in the terms of they're the most competitive in this game. We're gonna summon something right before we get the income. I was hoping to hold off and get something at 60, but that's not going to be the case. And we can get ourselves another priestess. And let's even drop. Since we don't have 50, I'd like to get another worker, but that's not going to be the case. We'll get another worker after we kill a few of these guys. Let's just get another cheap gargoyle to soak more damage. Call that good. And this wave, piercing damage is good. And arcane resists them, which the gargoyles have. But they're not upgraded. I wouldn't expect them to tank very well. So we're going to quickly get ourselves a worker. And our opponents haven't sent, so they may be saving up. If I was playing with a buddy, we would be, chatting right now, coordinating our sins. Ooh, we missed it by like a second, dang. Okay. Can we upgrade, get ourselves a Daphne? And we can. We could also get ourselves a Green Devil. And I think we will. They have arcane armor. And they also have the Lacerate and Stone Skin ability. 50% reduced damage when they're already taking reduced damage from this enemy. That may be good. And now we're certainly going to be able to drop 60, maybe even 80. Or we maybe should wait until the boss wave at 10. Every 5 waves is a bit of a boss. Yeah, that went surprisingly well. So, let's get ourselves a worker. Our opponent's cleared easily. And yeah, I think we're going to save. We want to at least maybe send a safety mole or a hermit for the boss wave. Alright, impact damage. Well, we can't quite upgrade a golem. But we can get ourselves a Daphne, which do significantly more damage than the Rangers. And their ability is called Reduces an Enemy Damage by 10. 5 to bosses, stacking up to 9 times. So you can get a nice mix. Okay, so we can send now if we would like. We're going to drop a hermit for the boss. So, the Rangers, their ability is somewhat useful into the late game, as well as the Daphnes. And if you get a couple of them focusing down a single target and applying that debuff, it's pretty nice. And our ally is sending a wyvern here. That's probably a good choice. And we're going to save. We're going to miss out on a little bit of income. And I think here we're going to grab our first like really high tier guy. And it's going to be the Lord of Death. We're going to get one of those. And we're 1 away from getting something else. And I think we're also going to send a Brute. And if we can make it to a Snail, we'll send one too. This is like one of those waves where you send everything you got. And we're expecting... Wow, they didn't send anything to us. So should honestly expect a big sin very soon. Hopefully we clear this. We have a lot of DPS still alive in the back. We're debuffing the boss. And we got it. So we need to save up here to increase our supply. And what are we going to get? Income, gold, or a refund? We'll take the income here. And what's good against them? Magic damage is great against this coming wave. So we'll drop another priestess. And we're going to really start wanting to upgrade our front line and our back line very soon. There's definitely going to be a point where if we wanted to, we could spam. But our opponents are doing a good job. I think they're, like I said, they're going with like standard builds. And my ally is doing a great job of econing. He's ahead of me in terms of the number of workers that he has. While I'm just a bit ahead in terms of like the value of my army. And he has some nice synergy going on here. Hoping to get these anglers all the way leveled up to kingpins, no doubt. And they still haven't sent. So that has me a bit worried. We're going to get one more worker. They're saving up to send something big. And I don't know. I don't know if our value is there to hold against really, really big sins. And we did that mostly so we can get the extra 20 income here. And drop. Boy, I would love to get this upgraded. The banana bunk is a kind of a really weird creature. And what it does is it has an ability called whenever this unit is attacked, it reflects 25 plus 10% damage taken back as pierce damage, called barbs. And it's like a big wall that damages enemies. And whenever it's upgraded, its HP pool goes up into the 6,000s. And it just becomes this huge tank for you that does a lot of damage. And they haven't sent again. So, yeah guys, I'm getting a little bit worried. The next wave is honestly, these 13 and 14 are waves that usually can end games. They're very tough. So we're going to hold. Let's see how our opponents are doing. They're going to hold as well. Lots of Zeuses. And our ally is going to leak. Is that our ally? No, I keep getting confused as to which side of the field we're on. No, that's... Our ally sent an ogre. And the ogre is a very powerful unit. Lots of HP, lots of impact damage. Not sure how it'll do here. It doesn't attack very fast. Yeah, it's just like a big damage sponge. And we need 420 to get the Banana Haven. Impact damage does very good against them, and Swift is good against them. I think we're going to do that. Impact damage we can get on the Mudman, it's not much. And another Lord of Death. The Lord of Deaths, I didn't really go over them. They summon dragons. And they can summon more than one as long as their mana regens. And the more units they kill, the more mana they can regen. They get 15% back. They don't do a ton of magic damage, they do a little bit, but the dragon summons can really block up the battlefield if you spam them out. So they have not sent again. We need to start keeping up a little better with our workers. So we're gonna get a few here, but with my luck, this will be the wave that he sends. And I like just sending another hermit here. Yeah, we clear that easily, but who knows what they're saving for. They may be far more experienced players than me. They may have identified some great weakness with my build. But they're gonna leak. Feels good. But they could have only leaked because they went with a super heavy economy. So you never really know. how far ahead you are. And this can give you a very false sense of security. But it's going to give us time to drop another unit to get higher economy. Okay. I think here we get ourselves another gargoyle. They're very resistant to these attacks. They're going to be able to tank them quite nicely. How much are these? 125. So we can get another ranger.
Yes.
And another Daphne. And I like that a lot. I doubt we're going to get back up to 60 again. So maybe we just send another lizard to do a little extra damage. Our ally is also sending. He's got 2 auras. The healer, hermit, the safety mole, which gives like an armor buff, and the wyvern, which does a lot of damage. So here we go. He sent triple aura and a dino to absorb. That's a very good send. He's got a healer, an attack damage increaser, a damage reducer, and a big tank. So this is a pretty dangerous wave. And they chewed through us pretty well. And we weren't actually even able to kill the aura givers. Yeah, that feels pretty bad. We're going to leak huge, and so is our ally, who got witches sent against him. So it looks like just about everybody leaked. Ugh. Yeah, we knew what they were doing. We probably should not have tried to keep up with workers at that point, and maybe just tried to drop. For that value that we had, we probably could have dropped another big tower. Or not a tower, really, another big unit. And now it's just a matter of, you know, do we die because we leaked earlier? And I think we do. Very close. But that's a good game. And we saw our opponent's strategy there. We just couldn't quite counter it. It's a pretty strong wave to send on. And we're going to jump out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That's just a little video to give you a taste for the game. You can't win them all. I like to think that Prolin and I, when we play together, we win more games than we lose. But it's definitely like maybe a 60-40 split. And that's because sometimes we play against really good players who really know the game. And I think we complement each other really well. You know, I like to build really strong units, and that's like my fun in the game. And he really loves the economy aspect and the part of the game where you send together and you crush them in that part of the strategy. So we really complement each other. He econs super hard, and I build super hard in the lane, and in that way we usually win games. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. The game is Legion TD2. It's still an alpha, I believe, but it's already a fully fleshed out fun game, and I hope you consider picking it up. And I hope you consider subscribing if you haven't already. I appreciate every single subscription that I get, as I am a pretty new channel. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.